Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation, Maj Mahalla Panjama. Nidh Sidh Ridh Har 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 Mera Janam Padarth Gehar Gambira Lakh Kot Khusiyan Rang Rawe Jo Gur Laga Pai Jiyo दर्शन पेखत भय पुनीता सगल उदारे भाई मीता अगम अगोचर स्वामी अपना गुर कृपा ते सच त्याई जियो जाको खोजै सर्ब उपाए वड भागी दर्शन को विरला पाए ऊंच अपार अगोचर थाना ओ महल गुरु दिखाई जियो गहर गंभीर अमृत नाम तेरा मुक्त भया जिस हृदय बसेरा गुर बंधन तिनके सगले काटे जन नानक सहज समाई जियो. So the fifth Nanak in Rag Maj. लाख कोट खुशियां रंग रावे जो गुर लागे पाए जियो. The bliss of a million joys is experienced by the one who finds the feet of the Gur Enlightener. Now, the feet, we have this mentioned very frequently in Gurbani, the feet of the Guru symbolize wisdom and knowledge. So finding or touching the feet of the Gur Enlightener involves a bending and a lowering of the head, which is really an act of submission and therefore devotion. And so that suggests that we need to have receptivity to self-knowledge. And how do we do this? We empty our minds of its conditioning, of its preconceived notions. And that's how you find the Gur. And then all the treasures of the world, all the occult powers, all the riches that you could envision or imagine or want are contained in that purifying and rejuvenating knowledge of the Har Self. Nidh, Ridh, Sidh. These are all powers of different kinds, treasures, riches, psychic powers. But Har Mera, self-knowledge, because Har is used both for the self as well as for the one that actually cleanses and actually hijacks the inferior qualities of the mind. So when self-knowledge arises, there is this feeling of everything else being added onto it because it is self-fulfilling. And then this human birth, which is so prized and is a gift of that profound creative, Janan Padarth Ghair Gambira, that human birth is being spoken of here not only in terms of being a prized possession that we have received after a long and evolutionary process, but also in terms of the highest possibility. And that possibility is spiritual rebirth. Only in this passage it seems to be using both the meanings of this, the process as well as the possession that you have. And then all of this is the benevolence of the Gur Enlightener. Darsana pekat bhai punita sagal udare bhai nita agam agochar swami apana. This is now speaking of the unseen, incomprehensible, beyond the senses creator. Agam agochar swami apana, the master. Gur kirpa te sach te aayi jiyo. This truth is given to us by the Gur. The transcendent master is established in the mind. So beholding that vision, darsana pekhat pahe punita, is uplifting for all. And darshan literally means to see, but it also signifies philosophy, an outlook or a worldview. But in the context of Gurmat, darshan combines both philosophy and its lived, verifiable experience. The one without the other is incomplete. And so Gurmat Darshan frames the words and ideas, but it also is the cognizing self, that is us, the person interacting with Gurmat through Gurbani, provides the context. And this intermingling between words, ideas, and the subjective context of you and I allows the words and ideas to evolve. And so what is presented is Gurmat, and it is the mode and the method for achieving its own darshan, which is, as we have said often before, a state of intuitive awareness of the self. Now that vision of the infinite and high domain of the creative self is sought through all means. Jag ko khoje sarb upay. In other words, man is constantly seeking through various methods. But there is only one suitable method which is given to the fortunate few, and that is Vadpagi Darshan ko Virla Pai. And what is that path? O Mahal Gur Dikhlaye Jiyo. The creative self itself reveals it through the Guru, the enlightener. So clearly this is an apparent reference to various other means and methods that involve external practices, whether be it a pilgrimage or a ritual chanting, any kind of organized religion. The method and means in Gurmat involve inward movement and the interaction that your being has with the internal and external environment. And then the Guru tells us that deep and profound is your immortal wisdom. This is addressing the Gur, and through the Gur, the self. Gehar Gambhir Amrit Naam Tera. The heart where it dwells is liberated. Mukat bhai jis hriday basera. And the concluder says the servant Nanak, Gur enlightener unshackles the mind from its bondage. Gur bandhan tinke sagle kate. And then it spontaneously, the mind finds its true home. Sahaj Samaya Jiyo. Now the bondage of the mind really speaks to limitations that have been imposed upon the individual by Maya, which is the material and the efficient cause of this world that we are living in. And the limitations cause our true self to misidentify itself with the physical body and thus binds itself. This is a form of ignorance, avidya, and the path to freedom is also through Maya, but in its aspect as Vidya. Gurmat is Vidya. Hence the Guru stresses Jivan Mukti, being free in Maya. With those thoughts, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.